settle. Wait, turn.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
Rolling.
Tack it, you know, tack it!
Be patient.
Johnny, everything in the air, mate.
Yep.
Hey, Joey. Sensational, man. Get fighting, Borough, come on. Hey, let's go, Borough. On to the whistle. Win this, yeah?
Johnny.
Now, long run. Come on. Come on.
You don't run.
Short run, don't take it!
Yeah, catch it. Jimmy. Hold him. Hold him. You know where he's going.
Get in the box!
Pressure's on! Draw it! Yeah. Head up! Wait!
Bigger, fiddle!
I didn't hear you coming. I'll just go mate now. Red.
Long rest, come on, every time. Come on, do it.
Long rest! Every time, Ray!
Time.
Hey! Keep coming. Keep dealing with it, Zebras. Absorb it.
One point. Boy, last couple of hits, Edward, come on!
Keep pushing back.
Sorry, he's done it about 8 times. He hasn't got a sprint to do it. Johnny up! Come on, Red!
Jack up, come
Come on! Time, Jack, time! Go.
Everybody go back and defend! Watch the shot! Jack!
Everyone back. Let's put this in the back, bar! On the player! Hey, someone far! Wait!
Drop back! Good, Riley.
Let's get up.
Good, big end! Come on, Red!
You can give him a yellow if you want. Yeah, we're not going. Mine. Take your time. Don't.
Guys up, bar! Joey!
Yeah, right. Right here, Ed. Right. Yeah, right. Side. In the box. Finish. Fuck off. Get the ball. Play off him, Rosie. Take Presty back! Come on, then, stop! Dave, stop!
Make sure we fix on again, eh?
Just keep that shape!
Just drop! Am I staying? Drop! Am I staying? Enzo! Am I staying?
Yep.
Okay.
Hey, let's keep it going! Last 30 seconds.
No, just try and hit me, mate.
What the fuck is Jimmy still?
Hey, win the head!
Our head!
That's all right, man. I'll tell you what it was.
Was crank. Oh, there you go. Was crank ends up. He's got a knee problem as well. So.
I don't think we should.
Oh, yeah, true. What, in the last bit? Yeah. Literally in the middle of the box. This guy's hand just flicked it straight up to him. Yeah, mate.
We're going to he dropped it.
Cool down first.
I was just fuck us. Thanks, Jeff. So you like back off? It depends if I can't shoot. And then he stops like Jack goes like, oh, fuck off.
I think might be your colour. You should try to get in pink to stop
Hey boys, we do a cool
That goal wasn't a goal. He got it very handy. Jimmy, come up. Minutes, about 15 minutes.
Yeah, no, I saw that.
Come on, Yard!
You can't do much about it, man. Hey, boys, get a bigger tank.
Hey.
I feel like I should have just taken it. No, but like we're taking fucking a minute for every kill. They're fucking adding that on. We don't have
Just pass it.
I never could, John, you know that.
Pair of you old lame people.
Good evening and welcome to Lightwood Park as NPL Tasmania action continues on this packed Saturday of fixtures. All 4 matches taking place on the Saturday. And the live stream brings us down to the Den under lights here. A lovely evening at Lightwood Park, decent crowd building. And Kingborough have started the season positively with a couple of victories. Big challenge today though, and they take on a Hobart Zebras team. Many would expect to be there when the whips are cracking. And firmly in the title race. Seen an entertaining Challenge League game beforehand. One of the scrappiest goals you will ever see. To secure a late goal there, bit of drama for the Lions. And now the seniors ready to take centre stage here. Pretty good night for football. Good overcast, fairly warm conditions, and a sense of excitement around the Den this year. Got themselves a handy little team. That's the ladder before today's games. You can add another 3 points to Devonport and South Hobart. Kingborough will be looking to jump up back into the top 3 with a victory here today. Hobart Zebras with 5 points from their 3 games. Unbeaten so far. The win over Clarence and then 2 draws against 2 contenders in South Hobart and Olympia. Perhaps some unfortunate to have got a point against Olympia. That was in their last outing. Slightly contentious equaliser to say the least there against the Warriors, but a sublime finish it was from Sunday McEwen. And that has the Zebras on 5 points through 3 games, and they'll be looking to jump up to 8. Here is the Kingborough Lions starting lineup for the game. Number 17, Jacob Brennan, coming across from South Hobart, has been a really handy pickup in attack, as has number 13, Keenan Doust. Have really added some energy and some zip. Danny Cohen, you'd imagine, will lead the line. The big number 7, the big stalk, Nick Cuthbertson, brought some stability to the back. Chris Downs will play in midfield with the impressive young Dominic Easton, has really started this season well. He's a player to keep an eye on tonight. I'm really impressed by what we've seen from the young midfielder Horatio Gutierrez Jr. Probably round out that midfield brigade there. Phil Kansos, I'd expect to see wide. Noah Smithy Sharples probably partnering Cuthbertson at centre half, I'd wager. Mitchell Stalker in net, and Nick Zammett, the former Warrior, at fullback. On the bench, Kieran Bigger, Christian DiMartino, James Hall, Tom McDonald and Joel Scutt. So that is the Kingborough Lions side here this evening. They'll probably come in as slight underdogs, but reason for optimism given the way they've started the year. And there is the Hobart Zebras lineup. It's a strong-looking side. Luke Hughesloot returning to the lineup will really beef up that midfield. Jan Horutza will play at centre-back. Thomas Little returning from suspension, likely to partner him. Riley Dillon and Ryu Yonezawa will be the fullbacks. Mickey Edwards probably play left or right wing. Matthew Pace on the opposite flank. You've got Matthew Sanders will be leading the line, and it's a pretty good record down at this ground at Lightwood Park, so he'll be looking to get amongst the goals. Dwayne Pipe and Sammy Watman rounding out that starting 11. Lockie Burt, Henry Fagg, Adam McEwen, who scored that wonderful level up last week, and the backup keeper Nathan Reid, the options on the pine for David Smith. So there are the starting lineups for this evening's fixture. Shouldn't be too far away. Slight delay to kick off for the Challenge League game, running a little bit late, finishing around about 6 o'clock here beforehand, so I think we'll probably be underway in a couple of minutes' time. Still going through their paces, both these teams. An important game for both these teams. Need to get the 3 points, and just rehashing some earlier results. Riverside 0, Devonport 2 up there at Windsor Park. It was from Dennehy and Fitzgerald securing the win for the Strikers, who remain unbeaten this year, 4 from 4. And still, I think they've conceded 1 goal through 4 games. Another clean sheet today. Pitchford, the early favourite there for the Golden Glove Award. It's looking very solid at the back. Clarence's shocking start to the season continued. They were belted by South Hobart 13-0. Not a bad way to return for Darcy Hill, just a lazy fifer for the South Hobart winger. A successful return for him. And Launceston City have just turned the table on Knights in the last 2 or 3 minutes, in fact. I was about to read out 1-0 Knights. It's now 2-1 Launceston City. Nope, it's now 2-all. Jeez, that game is absolutely coming to life up there at Buckby Park. So Knights hit back. Declan Brown scoring another goal. And that followed a brace from Jared Langer. So 2-all with 15 minutes to play up at Buckby Park. Entertaining game there as Launceston City look for their first points of the season. In the Women's Super League, a big win for the Hobart Zebras, 4-0 over Kingborough. In the women's matchup between these two clubs, whilst Olympia have stamped themselves as the early Super League favourites, following up their win over Zebras last week with a 3-1 win over Ulverston. And they will probably be the early pace setters with 6 points from their 2 games. Looking forward to following their progression. It's going to be an interesting little season. But we're not too far away from a start here. Looks like Nathan Code's going to be our man in the middle for this one. And just about all in readiness. It should be a cracking affair between the Kingborough Lions and the Hobart Zebras. The Safari Derby, the first edition of it for the season. So plenty of optimism down here at the Den. There's a good feel about the club at the moment. The new leadership of Greg Calvert and Ben Horgan, his assistant. They've come in and turned things around pretty well so far, although the 2 wins against Riverside and Clarence, they'd love to claim a big scalp. And tonight is the opportunity to do so. It's the Hobart Zebras team who have not enjoyed their trips to this venue in recent times. They've been given a bit of trouble. There was one of the more inexplicable results of last season when they came down here at a similar time and lost 5-0. It was about round 4 last year when the Zebras were absolutely flying out of the blocks and were absolutely blitzed by the Lions. So I wonder if that will be playing on any of the minds of the Zebras players. A little bit of redemption perhaps, what they're after. And they are certainly a much better side than that as Matthew Sanders leads his side out onto the pitch. Danny Cowan leading the Lions out for this round 6 NPL Tasmania clash here this evening down at the Den. As far as prediction goes, I think I'll go with the Zebras tonight. I fancy a 3-1 their way. But certainly wouldn't be underestimating this Kingborough team. A quality outfit. Go through the handshakes now. Sammy Watman there started the season with pretty good performances. A little bit shakier on his last outing against Olympia, but before that was in super form. Looking for another big performance from him for the Lions. Really been impressed by their midfield brigade of Gutierrez, Easton and Downs. That's where the key to the game may well be. It's the Zebras line up with the likes of Hugh Sloot. Jaden Hay was talked up as a central midfielder by his coach throughout the pre-season, but we haven't seen him so much in that role. He's been playing out wide, which some would say is his better spot, but we'll see where he lines up today. It's going to be interesting. He's a very versatile player, perhaps at times a victim of his own versatility. The Lions huddling up there on screen. Bit of a breeze about. Nothing that should impact the scoring too significantly, I wouldn't have thought, though. Generally good conditions for football. As we bring this one to you for the very first time from Ash's van. Real interesting setup we've got rocking here at Slice of Cheese today. Haven't called a game out of the front of a van before, but it's the first time for everything. And look, we've been just kicked out of the big media box here. The big wigs and the sponsors have displaced us. Yeah, sure, they may well put the money into the club. They may well be the lifeblood of the game to a certain extent, but disappointing, to be honest, disappointing. It's a pretty good solution our producer Ash has come up with here, to be honest, and looking forward to this one at Lightwood Park. We're finally ready to get underway. 10 minutes past the expected kick-off time, which on NPL averages is probably right on time, given the schedules we're normally running to here. And we are set. The Lions will be heading towards the slope end. The Hobart Zebras kicking to the clubhouse end and ready to go with Matthew Sanders. Really looking forward to this one. Really intriguing fixture. A great chance for the Lions to test themselves against one of the title fancies in the Hobart Zebras. And get us underway. Yonazawa targeting Jaden Hay. Steered away from him already. Quickly taken throw in there. So Dwayne Walsh lining up at right back, and Yonazawa's going to be in perhaps a defensive midfield position. Riley Dillon lining up at left back. Free kick in the opening minute. Some likely targets, Hugh Sloot and Harutza. Instead they'll shift that one short. Returning Tommy Little there. This one worked forward and cut out there by Phil Kansos. He just chips it up the field. Tommy Little will give chase. Should get there first. They work it out there to Sammy Watman. One's played forward. There's Matty Sanders. Sanders sliding it through. Kiefer will just pick this one up. So a happy Chris Hay walks past us here. Seems to be in a good mood. His Super League team claiming a 4-0 win earlier today. So we're looking for the men's side of the club to continue that and take the second leg of the Safari Derby here. This one's whacked forward by Harutza. Nicky Edwards chipping it forward. Pace just missed time to run a little. Away by Smithy Sharples. And then Cuthbertson chipping it out there. Into the middle. Chris Downs looking to get involved. Spent a successful season with the Zebras, and it's Kingborough though with a little bit of room. And Dowse looking to get involved. Half shout for a penalty, but seemed fairly optimistic ones. Now it is the Zebras tearing down the left here through Matthew Pace. He's got Sanders in the middle, and it's put behind for a corner. So, lightning fast counter-attack there from the Zebras. Plenty more time, perhaps, than he realised as he put that one behind. Stone cold Riley Dillon, the man charged with the set-piece delivery, one of the best exponents over the dead ball in the competition. Look to make something happen here, bends it in, it's a teasing ball with plenty of whip on it. Played by Keenan Dowse. Jaden Hay the first there and tracks it down. Throw in for Jaden Hay. Good with the long throw, Hay, and he heaves this towards Hughesloot. Makes strong contact, a little bit off the defender, and behind for another corner. Zebras on the attack early on here, down at the Den. All of the Lions faithful. So Riley Dillon on the left foot this time. Goes in the Hughesloot direction again. Little was there over his head. Jaden Hay rolls it back. Just blasted. Garwood takes another deflection. Another early corner. The probing continues. Fourth minute of this contest. And Zebras looking to grab at that early goal, wanting to avoid the situation they had last year with shock defeat. A couple of goals early in that one. Dillon with the in-swinging corner, dealt with by Stalker, just clawed away in the end. Right off the line, Dwayne Walsh goes right through the back. And Phil Cansos there, and that's an easy free kick, quickly taken too over the top. Gutierrez. Picked up by Zamet. Bursting run being made by Danny Cowan. I think that's where he was trying to get it to. It was a poor pass though. Mazoa able to pick it up. Zamet now involved in the attack, combining with Cansos. Rolls it across inside. That shot charge down. Tommy Little blasting that one away. Jakey Brennan, man firing off the shot. So Cuthbertson pulls it down the line for Dominic Easton. Should fall by Downs. Jake Brennan to combine. That's us again. Rolls his foot over it, weaving one way, then the other, and tucks it back in for Danny Cowan. Zebras defence holding firm though. Matthew Pace. Pace managed to elude Downs. That was clever. He's overhit that one though. Didn't really give any of his runners a chance to get on the end of it. Gathered by Stalker. Stalker to the stalk. Cuthbertson. Chris Downs really puts his teammate under pressure there. Easton. So go back and collect it. Did well in the end. Chips it forward for Brennan. And a clever little dink over the top, looking to combine with Danny Cowan, and in the end Harutza somehow got between the both of them and won it away. Tommy Little told his known as the Robocop. So Mr. Roboto even. And I understand why, looking at that running style. I think his former Warriors teammates for that one. Particular one running our blog this evening as Harutza smashes this one forward. Chested down, but cleared away easily enough. Smithy Sharples back there, speaking of former Warriors. Both teams repping former Olympia youth centre-back this evening. Both moving on, and given the surplus of centre-backs at Olympia, no real surprise the youngsters have had to move on clubs to try and get regular appearances in the NPL Taz and be good moves for their development. Able to nail down starting berth over at Warrior Park, but both will be happy with the starts they've made. Tommy Little put in a good shift against South Hobart, but then caught that red card right at the end as Matty Sanders gets lent into there by Gutierrez Jr. Dillon up to Jaden Hay. He buys himself some room. He might be thinking about winding up for a shot here, Hay. Instead rolls a pretty good ball for Nicky Edwards. Pulls the trigger. Shot blocked behind for a corner. And Hay showing good intent driving the play here. Clever little ball to release Edwards. Lions defence well organised so far. Dillon takes it short, reading the intent was Cansos, didn't collect it though. Pace, wants handball, I'm going to get that. Chip back in by Dillon, great ball, Harutza flicks on. Tommy Little now with a chance. Behind it goes for a goal kick. Go on Harutza. Flick on, Well, maybe look to direct Goldwood.
What's your role become? Underneath.
He's trying to pick out the back post. Nothing doing in the end there.
Get together with Jakey. Hey, together.
Zebras dialing up the pressure early in this one.
You two separated, Jakey. Fill underneath. Fill underneath. Underneath, Jakey and Danny.
Stalk out along in the direction of Brennan. Won the flick on. Tommy Little decisively away. Pace might just have timed his run well here as he sneaks in behind and gets on the end of it. Nicely done. He tries to shrug off the attention of Dominic Easton. Puts a move on him. Drives to the byline. Cuts it back for Hay. He was just too far behind him. Rolls back and the shot from Hay just blocked by Jaden Hay in the end, who was desperately trying to get out of the way. Succeeded only in making the shot block. And just knocked him off balance there. Hay. He's rather gingerly getting back to his feet now. Haritza. He's going to roll it out so Hay can get some treatment. Coming off worse for wear. His own teammate just blasting that one into him. He's trying to get out of the way. Turned and just clipped the back of the ankle there, and unconventional way to get injured, but he came off slightly worse for wear there. That's Jaden Hay. You want to be able to run off, but for the time being, a bit of a stinger there. And Calvert using the opportunity to bring his team in and issue some instructions. Back underway through Haritza. Thanks, Tommy Little worked for that. And he'll get bailed out by his fullback Dylan. Switcheroo back to the checking machine. Now Walsh. Should by Zammit. The Zebras have coughed it up here. Danny Cowan. Danny Cowan buys some room and bends one, but straight down the throat of Watman. Zebras getting themselves in a little bit of trouble. We saw this in some of their earlier games. Quite content to play these short passes around the back and wait till Kingborough push up and then look to try and hit them in behind. Did that repeatedly against South Hobart. He tried to spring Jaden Hay in behind the lines time after time. Tried to suck the Lions players up the field. Here's Noah Smithy Sharples. Walsh should be favoured to win this against Zammit. Nods it forward. Nicky Edwards waiting for it to drop. Smithy Sharples got in there. Jaden Hay now. Cut out by Cuthbertson, but one back by Hugh Sloot. Those long levers. So adept at winning those type of balls. Yonazawa. Dylan. Now Jaden Hay. Dylan's continued his run. It was tracked well though. And Dowse sees that one out of play. Again, the long throw coming from Jaden Hay. Hugh Sloot begins his run to the near post. That's precisely where he heads, and he brings it down to Hugh Sloot. He couldn't control it. Looked forward by Brennan. Danny Cowan on the turn. Plenty of bodies back here for the Zebras who'll do well to get anything out of this, and just outpointed there. Well, Mr. Roboto did it nicely, Tommy Little, and just down the line his pass didn't really match his defensive work.
Hey, Danny, hold it up. Bring midfielders into the game.
Rick Calvert just asking his centre forward there to hold it up rather than tear off down the wing. He's trying to win a throw in, but certainly lacked support in that endeavour. This time he'll win a handball, I think. Just flick that one into Yonazawa. Still 2-2 up at Buckby Park, dying embers of that contest. So they're about to get their first point of the season, it would seem. Although having led 2-1, might be ruling not taking all three. Here's Hugh Sloot, dispossessed by Downs. Now the Dwayne pipe. A bit of room here for Walsh. Pushes it across the other side to Jaden Hay. Pushing down for Dillon. This is promising build up here. Riley Dillon with a lovely little ball in there for pace. Back to Jaden Hay. Hay chips it in. Should be steered away from Kansos. Lovely little build up play until that point. Plenty of bodies forward, so a chance to catch them out on the counter perhaps if they're sharp. Keenan Dowse. Danny Cohen wants the early ball. Won't get it. Plays it inside to Easton. Tony's balanced nicely there, Dominic Easton. Then charges through a couple. Easton. Shot well blocked by Tommy Little. Promising run there by the youngster. I mentioned is really impressed in the opening rounds. Brennan, in fact, my apologies. Run there on the former South Hobart man. There's Harutza. That one forward. Yanazawa. Out to Riley Dillon. Room to operate in here for Stone Cold, and he'll charge at the defence. Shouldn't get too much of it to Dowse. Got past him anyway, then works a good cross in. Here's Easton, and he makes that block. Build out. Here's Downs, who played it forward to Danny Cowan, who's surrounded by Zebras here. Dribbles it a couple, and again one back. Good job controlling Danny Cowan so far in this one. Zebras defence marshalling him nicely. Confirmation of full-time Buckby Park. 2-all the score up there as Kansos laid it back for Downs. Jen Hay just tucked inside. Nice body work there by Smithy Sharples. Cuthbertson. And wide to Zammit. Plays it in for Gutierrez Jr. Away from him by Yanazawa. Now Kansos couldn't get round Hughesloop. Hughesloop for Sanders. And one back. Here's Easton now. Laid it off for Brennan. And scrapping away with Little. Keeps a hold of it doggedly and then rolls it through for Gutierrez. Couldn't quite control it, the American. He would have had a prime chance if he had just brought that one under control there. In the Lions' best moments of the opening 20 minutes. Kicking a few holes here. Jake Brennan, a couple of lively moments in attack. The former South man making things happen. Here's Zammit now. Swinging the cross in. Harutza. And long, that'll be all the way through to Mitchell Stalker. Sense the Lions settling a little into this contest. Tom McDonald runs through on the near touchline. Kansos. Gutierrez Jr. We brought back there. Slightly late foul there. And Kansos. Smithy Sharples. Punches it out to Gutierrez. Kansos getting busy. And Lazawa with a good foot in. With the throw in. Wasn't expecting the immediate return there. Just caught him off guard. The ball had crossed the line there. Wayne Walsh wants to get things moving. Cuthbertson away. Kansos flicks on. Danny Cowan presenting. Trying to shield it away. The figure of Harutza. Now Kansos scrapping away with pace. Walsh looking for Hughesloop. Gutierrez gets in front of him. Thanks to Walsh. Now Hughesloop. Watched very closely by Nicholas Zammit. Yanazawa. Back to Walsh. Sending it straight to Easton, whose touch wasn't a great one. Hughesloop now gets on it. His pass can find a teammate though, and it's going to be a counter-attack. Went out here the other way. Storming run from Keenan Dowse. Sends it wide for Danny Cowan. I think that's going to be a Kingborough throw. No, overruled. Goal kick in the end. Kiwi Sammy Watman punches a low drive into the middle. Douse. A little bit of room here for Brennan. He's got 3 in the middle to try and pick out. He goes near post. Couldn't beat Tommy Little. Stoops down and repels. The second one's cleared out of there by Walsh. Sanders presented well. That's a forceful challenge from Easton. Good header from Smithy Sharple. Stopped him getting in behind here. And Jaden Hay just straight offside. He swings in the cross, but the flag rightly had been raised. Easton back to the big stalk. Smithy Sharples pressed against Riverside. Brings this one back to Stalker. Cuthbertson. Right over the top he goes. Cohen just cushioning it in behind his winger there. Just forced him to check his run back. Actually, Douse plays it through. Sanders coming back from an offside position. Just caught out there, the veteran. Kansos. And Mitchell Stalker. Nodded down. Sent by Dylan. And again we see a relatively patient build-up, switching it from side to side at the back from the Zebras. Into something they like slightly further afield, then they pull the trigger, and that moment might be approaching now. So Rutzer wants Hugheslute's feet. Hugheslude can get around Smithy Sharples, enjoying his game so far. Gutierrez Jr. now. Horatio sliding that one through. And Walsh in plenty of space on the near touchline to us if Watman has got the leg to reach him. He punches that one pretty aimlessly in the end, straight through for another goal kick. I think Stalker will mind if that's what he's got to deal with tonight.
Remember, if we go to Danny, work together. Work together.
The furious tempo to a football game I've ever seen in the opening 20 minutes here. The Lions trying to get in behind here. Jake Brennan trying to make something happen. Rolls this one out. The cross comes in, won't find Kansos as Sluted work back and got in the way. Jaden Hay flicking forward. Gutierrez Jr. Yonazawa. Wayne Walsh now switching it up, looking for Jaden Hay. There's an ambitious ball. Unlikely to track that one down. Quite clicking in attack for either of these teams just yet. And down the line in the Danny Cowan direction they head once more. The big target man. Facing multiple defenders every time. Played him in. It's a strong Zebras defence. He's going to have his hands full tonight. Here's Gutierrez Jr. Keenan Douse now. Swinging one for Zammit to try and get to. And Dwayne Walsh stops to nod back to Sammy Watman. Tommy Little giving this one's forward to the huge salute. And the cross comes in, should be comfortably collected, and is again.
Yeah, central feel good. Central.
Kansos. Mickey Edwards, judge should have infringed. Through with the decision, the dominion of Edwards. And presents Chris Downs with a free kick in what can only be described as Chris Downs territory. This went for the initial shirt grab before Kansos then responded in kind. So gives Downs an opportunity, and he's a fair way out, but he's more than capable. Fully anticipating a shot here, Chris Downs. Instead stands up to the back post. Watman comes out to it. Hits the deck in the box. Euxlode clears it, then gets absolutely clattered for his troubles there. Have a look at the Downs delivery. Watman courageously out to it, then just spilt it. Euxlode soft down in the end. Harutza sends him across to Tommy Little. Dwayne Walsh giving chase. Unable to get that one.
Pick on Nick. Pick on touchline.
Into the middle it goes, just stands up in the breeze a little. Dylan wants it down straight to Keenan Dowse. And almost falls, and that is just a fairly reckless foul in the end, and maybe a slice of cheese he needed to take. Tommy Little just arguing the point on the replay there. This looks seem fairly clear cut. We'll have a look. Very much in Chris Downs' territory now. It's a sloppy ball, really. And just clipped him a little. Went down fairly easily. Tommy Little goes into the book. Somewhat harsh, but Chris Downs with a free kick in a very promising position here. He'll definitely be shooting on this occasion. And given his record, he's every chance. Chris Downs bending it, and it's well saved by Watman. Gets down across and parries it crucially. Well away from the penalty area. We've seen a few goals this season where we've seen shots parried back in. Watman pushing it out wide. It's another corner here for Chris Downs.
Foul on the keeper.
Downs again. Dangerous ball, headed back top of the box. Easton lays that one off. Picked up by Tommy Little though. Roboto working it for then Nicky Edwards. Edwards back to Little. Little for Hugh Sloot. He's just straight offside, the big fella. Able to hold his run.
Phil, just come underneath them. Phil, come 10 metres underneath them. These boys. Underneath. Good. Yeah.
Well, there you go. Gutierrez Jr. It's back deep, but actually the Zebras clear the area. Keenan Dowse now. The Lions growing in confidence here. Kansos. Skip around Riley Dillon, but well defended Break ball out from Little. Pace wins the throw in. Rutzer away, Hugh Sloot in the midfield. Wide to Dwayne Walsh. Only half an hour gone, scoreless here, and not too many instances where we've come close to a goal. Well, Zebras saw especially the first half against the Warriors last week. It was a game devoid of chances. Similar story so far this week. Harutza. Looking along, Huxley made a searching run, but he's never going to get on the end of it. The stalemate continues here. Down out the den. So, Smithies Sharples. Gutierrez Jr. Under pressure. Stalker clears the area. Or should let this run. So, the close attentions of Zammit, and then gets things moving quickly with a heave. Smithy Sharples back to Cuthbertson, turns it over to Sanders. Heavy touch from the Colonel though. Kansos. Gutierrez. Karutza surely fouling Jakey Brennan there. Relieving free kick will go the Lions' way on halfway. Here's Easton gliding through the middle of Lightwood Park, swings it across to Keenan Dowse. Dowse looks to take them on, trying to make something happen. This game just crying out for a game breaker right now. Lions have probably had the better of the last 15 minutes or so, but I think either team could really claim the right to being in front in this game. Nil, appropriate scoreline. Jaden Hay. I'll get back to Sanders. Sanders swinging one over the top, and again, it's really been Stalker's involvement in this one today. Collecting those over-hit balls over the top. The team's just lacking a little bit of offensive inspiration for the time being. Someone to step up. Harutza. Hughesloot. Chested towards Edwards. Easton. Now Chris Downs. Early ball straight to Tommy Little. Forward again, Sanders. Really, every time he's been involved, it's been well away from the penalty area. It's not really where you want Sanders to be doing his work. You want to be feeding him the ball in the box, but able to conjure anything like that so far. He's been dropping deeper and deeper to try and get involved. Flicked on well by Danny Cowan. A good tough header he won and copped a little bit in the process, and will be brought back for the free kick. Chris Downs. Will he be the man to spark this contest? More than capable. Sabres don't want to be giving away too many fouls. As this man's concerned, he swings this one to the back post. Unable to find anyone. It'll be tracked down eventually, and the cross comes back in, and it's easy pickings for Sammy Watman. Plucks that one out and gets things moving. With a long ball, it's worked out beautifully. Edwards is on the end of it. He's got Sanders in the middle. He tries to pick him out, but Stalker dives across to cover it. And one of the better moments in attack there. Sammy Watman just picking out Edwards. It was a wonderful raking ball from the keeper. Zammit. A little bit of trouble, but in the end just plays it off of Sanders. We'll leave any issues there through a goal kick.
You're picking up second balls underneath, Phil.
Long ball knocked in the Cohen direction. Walsh heads away. Tommy Little. Pace. Edwards. Sanders wants to combine with Walsh. Now Nicky Edwards rolls his foot over it and drives into the box. Nicky Edwards just past the post. He wasn't far away. The best moment of the game for any side there as Nicky Edwards turned on the afterburners, skipped into the box, but he couldn't quite pick out the bottom corner. Found some room in there. Just always spinning away. Started out on target, but a couple of bounces just took it away from the far corner. Relief there for the Kingborough Lions. As close as anyone has come to opening the scoring in this one. 10 minutes or so remaining in the half. Stalker. The head of Edwards. Sanders now nodding back in the Walsh direction. Now going to have to try and shut down. Cancel's trying to shut him down. And the free kick blown there. In the way of Kansos.
That's the problem.
Keep going, Nico. Keep goes long. We're looking to pick up a second ball underneath. You're not winning the first ball.
Smithy shuffles. Poor ball from the young centre half. Edwards. Starting to come to life here, Nicky Edwards. Skillful player, the Zebras will want to be getting on the ball as much as possible. Dave Smith urging his team provide some options for Walsh there as Cuthbertson comes over the top of Hughesloop. Walsh to Sanders. To the Colonel. Couldn't find Jaden Hay with the return ball. Harutsa. Honazawa gets himself into some trouble there from Jakey Brennan. And sliding in was Pace. Important challenge that. The attacker working back hard and saves his team there. Watman just controlling. Honazawa. To the big Kiwi. Driving that one in the Riley Dillon direction. Stone Cold as well to keep it in. Yonazawa work for it, but work he didn't, almost springing them in behind there. That was an important intervention. Back the other way comes Jakey Brennan. Tommy Little done well. And the free kick in the end.
Hey guys, we're all waiting for it. Got to get some run. Got to get some movement.
And Smith urging movement from the sidelines. Little. And onto the head of Dowse. Gutierrez Jr. in the pocket of space with the outside of the boot. He fashions a shot straight to Watman again. Well to get the shot off there. Quite the acquired direction. Harutsa. Dwayne Walsh. Up to the big check centre half. Nicky Edwards. Lions pressing up here. Watman swings it over the top for Dillon. They inadvertently off the back of Keenan Dowse, so throw in the Zebras' way. They switch things up now through Harutsa and then just sets it out in front of Walsh. It's a run and then will dink one in. Just under hit the ball. A wasted opportunity that with plenty of bodies in the box to pick out. There's a line of 5 and they've coughed it up pretty cheaply here. Kingborough now with a chance to counter through Gutierrez Jr. And, they've gifted it straight back to the Zebras. Walsh now. Hughesloop wants it played early. Well read by Nick Zammit. Shut that down. Lines with Kansos. Left it behind. Did Zammit. Smithy sharples. Good sliding challenge and then Downs. Ice cool. Looks it across to Easton. Dowse. Give Brennan a play on that one. All the way through to Watman. Harutza. It's the urgency just starting to lift a little bit here. Last few minutes, both teams trying to produce slightly higher standard of football than what we've seen so far. Both not truly capable of it. Scratchy game so far. Here's pace. Hugh Sloot mining well with pace. And Jaden Hay. Bit of flowing football here from the Zebras. Riley Dillon's made the run forwards. He's got pace in the middle. Rolls it back. Swung in by Yanazawa. Pace can control it. Now a wrestling match between Cohen and Harutza, and the Czech centre back did really well. Big one. Hugh Sloot with the back heel. There was nobody behind though. Danny Cohen tearing off. Couldn't get round Edwards. Harutza. Tommy Little. Pushing by Gutierrez Jr. Yonazawa. Riley Dillon driving inside. The former Bentley Greensman. Hey, that's a delightful ball through for an offside, Sanders. And just poked it across the face, but the flag had been raised. Not protesting, but we'll have a look at the replay. He checked his run really well there, Sanders. Replay, it looks like he's been stiffed there somewhat, the Colonel. Greatest camera angle, but looks like Cuthbertson's playing him on by at least 3 or 4 yards, if I'm being honest. The Colonel just caught out, so they get away with one there, the Lions. Oh, Stalker gets away with one there. Getting himself into all sorts of trouble with Sanders pressuring him. Just managing to get it away from him, but that was dicey stuff. Just getting it caught between his legs and then trying to knock it past him. Sanders, I've seen that disastrously for goalkeepers before. Zebras pushing hard to get the breakthrough before the half. Cross comes in, Sanders the target. Unconvincingly just punched away somewhat by Stalker, and then Smithy Sharples takes it back inside for a corner. All in all, overly convincing, but they get it behind for a corner.
Beware of 2, Phil. Phil, be aware of 2. Richie can drop a metre. Good.
So Riley Dillon going to bend this one in on the left. Hugh Sloot there, so too Tommy Little. Headed behind for a goal kick. Few chances starting to come the way of the Zebras. And few and far between in the first 45 minutes down here at Lightwood Park. 0-0 the score. This final game of the day. The result, Devonport 2-0 over Riverside. Western City and Knights drawing 2-2, and South Hobart 13-0 over Clarence. Danny Cowan wants this one forward, and here's a chance, but again the flag is raised on Sanders, and this time I think it was the right decision. Sanders not impressed, which is strange given he didn't protest at the last one where he was fairly blatantly onside, and that one he looked rather bemused about and seemed fairly obviously offside as Downs works this one to Kansos. Phil Kansos combining with Nicholas Zammit. Couldn't quite control it.
Get out of there, Hoogie. Get out of there.
Kansos. Walsh. The volley went straight to Gutierrez Jr. CSI Miami trying to make something happen. Couldn't do so. Hugh Sloot presented a good target and flicked on, but safely through to Stalker. Stalker to the stalk, Cuthbertson. It's going to be brought back in the Lions' way. Easton. Waltzing through the Zebras is Dominic Easton. Swings it out for Zammit. His touch went straight down to Dwayne Walsh. His pass straight to Smithy Sharples. is Easton. Just a little bit of afters there. And pace and Downs with that just skies and ugly up and under. How will it fall? Yonazaba did pretty well in the end. And Hayes got a chance to feed in Riley Dillon, who's made a great run. Plays it in. Great chance for Pace. And Matty Pace converts. And it is the Hobart Zebras who get the breakthrough 90 seconds before the half-time whistle. A lovely counter-attacking move. Great cross came in, and Matthew Pace with a very good first-time finish. He's the one who had to go for it. Sanders was offside. But Pace had timed his run well, and a great first-time finish there from the youngster. And they draw first blood to the Hobart Zebras. Had been coming. Kingborough started the half pretty well, but found themselves under increasing pressure as the game had worn on. And now working through the Zebras through Matthew Pace. Credit to Riley Dillon. It was a good ball, and Jaden Hay picked him out well. It's a type of counter-attacking move they've been trying to execute this half. Finally, it all clicked. And likely have a lead to take into the sheds now, unless the Lions can conjure something late. Away by Cuthbertson. Edwards. Gutierrez Jr. Falls the way of Hay again. Jaden Hay, dispossessed by Chris Downs, working back on him. Stalker spraying this one across. Well, lovely turn again from Riley Dillon. He's starting to feature prominently. And he's got himself into a good spot here. Plenty in the middle to pick out. Edwards is there. And the smallest man in the penalty area was the one who won the header, but well, it's taken a touch. So it's taken a touch off a line. Not sure how he's reached that conclusion. Anyway, the Zebras get a bonus corner here, but I'm not sure who sold him on that one. Lions not overly impressed with the decision. Eventually we're going to get the corner, but so something's gone on after there in the box. Is word trying to get to the bottom of it here, Nathan Cope. So eventually we're going to get the corner. Controversial if they score from this. Oh, I tell you what, nearly one of the great own goals. That was a thumping header back into his own crossbar. That has come within inches of being one of the most decisively hit own goals you'll ever see. Take two. Swings it in. This time away. Secondary header 1-2. And that will be all for the first half here at Lightwood Park. The Hobart Zebras with a 1-0 lead. It was nearly 2-0. I wouldn't mind another look at that defensive header if we can just before the half-time break there, Ash, as he rocketed one back onto his own crossbar from a corner that probably should have never been. So a good thing it didn't go in, but at the half-time break, 1-0 the score. The Zebras started to get on top as the half wore on, and they got that goal. Have another look at this. Strange moments. Let's see the second corner, not the first one there. Have a look. There we go. This was the moment. Cuthbertson rocketing him into the crossbar. So that one of the stranger moments of a half that was really dull for about half an hour or so, to be honest, but started to pick up towards the end. Zebras created a little bit. And this was the moment they got the breakthrough. A lovely flowing counter-attack. Hay feeding in Riley Dillon. He plays it to Matthew Pace. Great first-time finish. Keeper getting a little piece of it, but not enough to keep it out. And the Hobart Zebras into the sheds with a 1-goal lead, courtesy of Matthew Pace. We need to see improvement from both sides in the second half, but the Lions are the ones chasing the game. Doing this in around about 10 minutes' time. We'll see if they can work their way back into this one, or whether the Hobart Zebras are set to jump up the ladder. 1-0 at half-time down here at the Den. successful season with the Zebras, and it's Kingborough though with a little bit of room. Keenan Dowse looking to get involved. Half shout for a penalty, but some fairly optimistic ones. Now it is the Zebras tearing down the left here through Matthew Pace. He's got Sanders in the middle, and it's put behind for a corner. To make something happen here, bends it in. It's a teasing ball with plenty of whip on it. And by Keenan Dowse, look direction again. Little was there over his head. Jaden Hay rolls it back. Just blasted. Garwood takes another deflection. Dylan with the in-swinging corner, dealt with by Stalker, just clawed away in the end. Right off the swinging corner, dealt with by Stalker, just clawed away in the end. Right off the line, Dwayne Welsh goes right through the back. Phil Cansos there, and that's himself some room. He might be thinking about winding up for a shot here, Hay. Instead rolls a pretty good ball for Nicky Edwards, pulls the trigger. Shot blocked behind for a corner. Austin collect it though, Pace. It's handball. I'm going to get that. Chip back in by Dylan. Great ball. Hurutza flicks on. Tommy Little now with a chance. And drives to the byline. Cuts it back for Hay. He was just too far behind him. Rolls back, and the shot from Hay just blocked by Jaden Hay in the end, who was desperately trying to get out of the way. They've coughed it up here. Danny Cowan. Danny Cowan buys some room and bends one, but straight down the throat of Watman. To Easton. Tony's balanced nicely there, Dominic Easton. Then charges through a couple. Cansos. Nicky Edwards don't sure have infringed. Instead stands up to the back post. Watman comes out to it. Hits the deck in the box. Luke clears it, then gets absolutely clattered for his troubles there. And almost falls, and that is just fairly reckless foul in the end, and maybe a slice of cheese he needed to take. And given his record, there's every chance. Chris Downs bending in. It's well saved by Watman. Gets down across and parries it. Crucial. Downs again. Dangerous ball. Headed back top of the box. Easton lays that one off. Unable to find anyone. It'll be tracked down eventually, and the cross comes back in, and it's easy pickings for Sammy Watman. Fucks that one out. A long ball. It's worked out beautifully. Edwards is on the end of it. He's got Sanders in the middle. He tries to pick him out, but Stalker dives across to cover it. Sanders has to combine with Walsh. Now Nicky Edwards rolls his foot over it and drives into the box. Nicky Edwards just past the post. He wasn't far away. They're now going to have to try and shut down. Cancel's trying to shut him down. The free kick blown there. Gutierrez Jr. in the pocket of space with the outside of the boot. He fashions a shot straight to Watman again. Game so far. His pace. Huge sloop. Combining well with pace. And Jaden Hay. In a flowing football. Ollie Dillon driving inside. Former Bentley Greensman. Hay, that's a delightful ball through for an offside. Sanders. He just poked it across the face. You get away with one there, the Lions. Oh. Stalker gets away with one there, getting himself into all sorts of trouble with Sanders pressuring him to get the breakthrough before the half. Cross comes in, Sanders the target. Unconvincingly just punched away somewhat by Stalker, and then Smithy Sharples takes it back inside for a kick. Stalker to the stalk, Cuthbertson. It's going to be brought back. And Hay's got a chance to feed in Riley Dillon, who's made a great run. Plays it in. Great chance for Pace. And Matty Pace converts. And it is the Hobart Zebras who get the breakthrough 90 seconds before the half-time whistle. A lovely Cuthbertson. Edwards. Gutierrez Jr. Pulls away of Hay again. Jaden Hay dispossessed by Chris prominently He's got himself into a good spot here. Plenty in the middle to pick out. Edwards is there. And the smallest man in the penalty area. So eventually we're going to get the corner. Controversial if they score from this. Oh, I tell you what, nearly one of the great own goals. That was a thumping header back into his own crossbar. That has come within inches of being one of the most decisively hit own goals you'll ever see. Take two. Take two. Swings it in. This time away. Secondary header once.
Yeah, except you can kick way harder than me. I can't even kick it to the circle. I'm not kidding. See what? Ready? You have to go get it. I'm not go down there, kick it back to me, and I'll kick it to you. Along the ball.
Nothing, what? You want me to go and get the rest?
I've got a couple in this bag. Yeah, you're on.
And we're back for the second half here at Lightwood Park. The Hobart Zebras holding sway in the Safari Derby, 1-0. Lovely first time finish from Matthew Pace on the left foot. As he got the Zebras holding sway, they came close to adding to it in the last few minutes of the half there. But really, first 30 minutes, not a whole lot happening. Long balls, a lot of turnovers, but he's got a chance to feed in. Riley Dillon's made a great run. First 45, so hopefully that's a sign of things to come. And the Zebras started to play a slightly better brand of football. And Kingborough, well, now they've got to chase the game, so they're going to be forced to attack a little and see if this game might just open up a little in the second 45 here. From Lightwood Park, the light just about dying out. The unofficial will take over midway through this half. Still lovely conditions for a game of football. Ready to get started again. Chrissy Downs standing over the ball as the second half is back underway here. Cuthbertson. Nick Easton treads on the ball. He touch got him out of trouble, but he ran straight into Hughes Sloot. Hughes Sloot Trying to find pace, and then this time clearance from Cuthbertson. And a throw in. Dillon. Hay. Keenan Dowse. Cohen. Brennan. Back for Easton. Stalker. Nicely played out from the back here by the Lions. Can they conjure something in attack now? Ward forward here through Zammit. He got it to Kansos. Kansos unable to get through though. Jaden Hay. Pace. This time ball made Sanders work for it. Dominic Easton takes it away. Back to Kansos. And a turnaround. Yonezawa. Gutierrez Jr. now out to Keenan Dowse. Dowse driving that one. And trying a little flick on header, I think, but couldn't quite execute it. So Walsh and Long, played by Downs. Tracks it on out of there. Zammit able to keep it in. Hey, looking to get the ball back in motion quickly. Here's Hugh Sloot. Walsh. Cuthbertson. Out to Dowse, rolls it through. Gutierrez Jr. sets it out in front of him. A good ball, making good ground is Yonezawa, but Dowse gets there first. I'm not sure what to call that, but it looked fancy and it might well work as he charges into the penalty area. And Riley Dillon defended well. Jaden Hay just leaning in on Gutierrez Jr. there. This throwing goes the way of the Zebras. Pulled by Dillon for Sanders, cushioned down, but Zammit stepped in, won it back, and now Nicky Edwards has got some room to manoeuvre in. He sends it down the line for Pace. Pace trying to burn off Cuthbertson, the big stalk, stride for stride, and gets a toe on that to steer it behind for a corner. Good, sharp counter-attacking play there from the Zebras. A few good moments this evening in the transition. As we have a look at Keenan, just that is unique. Steal things up and then played a pretty nice one too afterwards. Not sure how much to credit to the fancy manoeuvring on one foot, but the end result was alright as the Hobart Zebras there to swing in a corner.
Hey Phil, a bit more century. You can always get out there. We've got a man here.
Riley Dillon to take. Sends in a dangerous ball, back post. Nicky Edwards unmarked. Shot blocked. Edwards sprints to the fall of the ball first and then skipped away from Gutierrez, who won it from the ground and not sure he got the ball, but the free kick's going to go the way of the Zebras here. Gutierrez Jr. arguing the point. This will be a free kick in a very promising position for Riley Dillon. Look on the replay here. Edwards' initial shot being charged down. It was Dominic Easton. A nice little block there. Really harsh for mine. Catching the back of the leg there before the ball following through. As Riley Dillon bends a pretty good looking shot and parried away nicely by Stalker. Got across to it. They had plenty of whip on it from Dillon, but quite the pace to beat the Kingborough keeper on this occasion. Brought it down nicely though, bending away, but fairly comfortable height in the end for Stalker to get across and punch that one away. Riley Dillon once again. Was it in near stick? Poor delivery, easily dealt with. Yonezawa retreats back to Watman. Yonezawa, making ball, picked off by Zammit. Now Kansos, he'll dink over the top. Now Kansos cuffed it up, and the Zebras On the move here, Stalker out to collect comfortably. And just punches it down the middle for Danny Cowan. Wayne Walsh doing well back defensively for the Zebs. Karutza. Edwards let it run. Strength from Danny Cowan. He switches things up for Keenan Dowse. Cushions it down and then way through for Gutierrez Jr. Just wide. Jeez, he got some power on that one, the American. A rasping drive of a shot, and it wasn't far away from picking out the far corner there. Horatio Gutierrez Jr. He's impressed across the opening couple of weeks. Always going away. I don't know if the keeper might have got a fraction of a fingertip on that. Certainly not one you're going to run up to as a keeper, although you'd be tempted to, even at the expense of a corner, I reckon. So it was always drifting away, but not far at all from Gutierrez. Absolutely belted that one. Here's Little. Let's turn inside by Pace. Edwards and Walsh raffle it and decide to leave it for each other, and that lets Nick Zammit in. He'll take the throw in. Throw cut out by Harutza. Cuthbertson back to Kansos, nods on, bit of aerial ping pong being played here. Kansos to Jake Brennan. Back to Zammit. Now Cuthbertson. House to Chris Downs. I'd like to see him on the ball a little more, Chris Downs. Recovery path from injury. Getting back to full match fitness as Wayne Walsh knocks this one long. Sanders will give chase. Cuthbertson seemingly had the situation under control and then is forced to concede a corner. They didn't handle that particularly well there, the Lions. Gift a rather unnecessary corner to the Zebras in the end. Been a threat from the set pieces thus far. Once again, it's going to be stone cold Riley Dillon to take. Dangerous looking ball over everybody's heads. Jaden Hay trying to track this one down. Gets to it in time. Rolls it back. Recycle it to Yonezawa. Spreads it wide. Work back centrally, cut out by Downs. Jaden Hay should be first to the fall of this one though. Now it's Walsh. Promising build up here. He's got a few to pick out. Punches into Sanders. He's put it wide of the mark. It was on the non-preferred, but it was a good chance for the Colonel. One you might expect him to score. In from Walsh. On the right foot, he skies it over the top. Player Matty Sanders quality, even if it is the non-preferred. Expect him to hit the target there, so let off for the Lions. Long ball in the Hughes loop direction. Sanders now trying to outmanoeuvre Smithy Sharples, who just plays it back to Stalker. Hughes loop. Hay bounces off his marker. He tries to drive to the byline, but it was well defended there. Keenan Dowse really making him earn it. And just getting a little too vociferous with the shirt grabbing. And a free kick now for the Zebras. Arguing the point, but seemed to be a fairly clear grab of the shirt there from Dowse.
Corner, young. Pacey, come out. Pacey.
So, stone cold. Sends it in the middle of the box. Punched away by Stalker. Jaden Hay trying to find room. Couldn't skip around the defender though. And now Kansos is going to try and tear away. It was a good challenge and an important one too. Yonezawa. The foot in. There was nothing but open field ahead of him. If he could have got past Yonezawa. The only player getting back was Walsh in the middle. Apart from that, everyone had been sucked up the other end, chipped over the top for Danny Cowan. Touch takes it out in front of him. You just have to hold up and wait for a little support here, Danny Cowan. And then works a pretty clever ball for Jake Brennan. And I think he was just trying to win a corner in the end as he knocked it through the legs of Little and just took it on to Sammy Watman. So promising moment there for the Lions, but doesn't come to anything. Riley Dillon. Out of play. Dillon in for Hugh Sloot. Dominic Easton steps in, puts it out of play. Dillon to Hugh Sloot. Big fella turns it back to Jaden Hay. Weaving through is Hay. This is looking nice here for the Zebras. Cross comes in, straight into the big stalk. Behind for a corner. Corner number 9 for the Zebras, so certainly accruing them. Saw 15 or 16 in the midweek game between Riverside and Launceston City. Finally, Neville Mees headed one home, but far from a guarantee of goals. Corners. Dillon swings this to the back post. Stalker half clears it and it's going to come back in. Top of the box, punched in by Edwards. That shot blocked too. But he's on the line defences. This one swung in. Oh, acrobatic attempted a clearance then. A high boot, I think, on the keeper's been called. Hugh Sloot, the one I think has been called out there as he just missed on the clearance there. It was an acrobatic effort, and yeah, Hugh Sloot just catching the keeper there with a very high boot. He's had a few of them today. So Stalker. That's where he started. 1-0 still the score here at the Den. This one knocked in the Jaden Hay direction. Heads it down. Chrissy Downs knocks it forward for Sanders. Sanders dwells on it. Turns one way then the other. Wide. Free kick. There's one by Matthew Pace. He wants to take it quickly. That was clever, but a little too quick for the official, who's not going to let them get away with that. And they'll have a retake here through Riley Dillon. Fair angle to work from here, so I might expect him just to stand this one up for Hugh Sloot. Harutza, some of this tall timber, the Armada, has moved forward for the Zebras. So they go in search of a second goal to put a little bit of breathing room between them and the Lions. Dillon ends it in, see bodies and flicked over the top. And the last touch off the Lions' head, so they'll get another corner. Teasing ball played in by Dillon. There's Nicholas Zammit with the flicked on header in the end. Dillon again. The end keeper comes, doesn't quite get there, and it deflects straight off the back of Hugh Sloot, I think. Jaden Hay reaches from behind him to gather that one, then tries the little nutmeg on Easton. Lions win the ball back. Easton to Dowse. Dowse. Kansos. Just felt the contact, had a look, sorry didn't have a quick pass on and went, I'll drop to the deck and win the free kick. Thank you very much. So you have a look at Hay just leaning back. Did so well to win that one back and then sharply turns to it. Take a nice little accommodating spin for it. Just unable to follow it up with a nutmeg. That first touch though as Chris Downs tries to find a way back into this game for the Kingborough Lions. They created a whole lot in this game, but this is as good an opportunity as they've had. Hugh Sloot wins the defensive header. Gutierrez Jr. Shot charge down. Behind for a corner, Yonezawa, the Japanese midfielder. With another crucial block, Gutierrez is looking their best avenue to goal. Here's the American midfielder. And, a good signing for this Lions team. Added plenty to the midfield brigade as Chris Downs swings it in towards Cuthbertson. I think that's off Sanders last. No, straight off the big stalk. Behind for a goal kick. Yep. Call in the end, I think. It's immediately appealing for it, but can't read too much into that. It's a fairly standard reaction with just about every player. Just stick the hand up and ask the question. So we've gone past an hour now here at Lightwood Park. 1-0 in favour of the Zebras. The visitors looking to maintain their unbeaten record. Kingborough looking to make it 3 wins from their first 4 games as Gutierrez spins into Yonazawa. The free kick blown, and Downs takes it quickly to Keenan Dowse. Dowse brings it down. Get round Riley Dillon, who won it back for Pace. Pace puts it out in front of Jaden Hay. Sliding challenge, a good one from Downs. Dowse just blasted into Hughes loop. Riley Dillon up against Gutierrez Jr. Cohen desperate for a handball, none forthcoming. Downs flicks it back for Dowse. Now Easton. Gutierrez run. Made the run for him. Smithy sharples across to Zamet. At the back to the big stalk, Cuthbertson. And some room for Keenan Dowse, and he'll have a run at Riley Dillon, who just backs off him. Driving to the byline and just took it too far. And out of play. So, Riley Dillon again. Opposite short for Pace, who just skips around Dominic Easton. That was tidy, and now he's driving inside. Good foot in from Cuthbertson. Hughes Sloot then wins it back and then gets fouled. So a free kick for the Zebras. They've looked good when they've attacked at speed today, the Zebras. Those counter-attacking moves haven't been getting involved, but a little disjointed at times as we have a look at Hughes Sloot just being clipped from behind there. Tom McDonald looks set to enter the fray for the Lions. Returning down to the den this year. Experienced campaigner. Dillon chips to the back post. Great ball cut back in. Sanders, a deflected in. I think the last touch may well have been... hang on a second. Some confusion here. So I think they're appealing, trying to claim it's gone through the side of the net. Wouldn't mind another look at that one, Ash, if you could. But have a look at this one again. Chipped into the mixer. Great first time volley back across the face. And Sanders seemingly deflects it in, and I really don't know what they're appealing about. That seems... I think would have been appealing for offsides perhaps in the end. Anyway, the goal stands and it's 2-0. So, for me that was fairly clear. I'm not too sure what all the complaining was about, but I think Pace has got his second. Just on the line, Matty Pace taps that one home. So 2-0. The Zebras. A strange moment there. Lions players arguing something, and then Code ran over to consult with the linesman, but yeah, can only assume it was offside in the end. But 2-0. Pace at the double. So it's got Gal's got the approval of referee's boss Tony Peart, so that's good enough for me. He consulted the replay and said there's a man at the front post playing him on, so consider the matter settled. 2-0, Pace at the double. And the Zebras in a very comfortable position in this game now.
Winners to the left, to the right, down right.
So another free kick here for the Zebras. Take it short. Might just set too much of a task there for Nicky Edwards. He's got some wheels, but he's not Usain Bolt. I mean, that was really asking a fair bit of Edwards there. Really put it out in front of him. So Kingborough got 25 minutes to get back into this game now. The Zebras looking fairly comfortable. And they've added that second goal. Confirmation of the sub, McDonald coming on for Kansos as Douse. Pushes it in there. Peruzza dealing with Cowan. Huge loop. Pace. Smashes it into Hay. He rolls it out for Nicky Edwards. Edwards trying to skip round Zamet. It's a pretty good cross in. It was behind everyone though. Throw in. He's going to go the way of the Lions. Sonny Little up against Danny Cowan here. The Lions skipper trying to make something happen, driving in and putting a cross towards Downs, and one smashed away. Douse takes it to Brennan. South Hobart duo combining here. Back to Easton. Easton looking for his man at the back post. Hughes Luke propels it forward. Cuthbertson. Sense of urgency about the Lions now. They need two. It's going to be tough sledding from here on out. That's a heavy touch from Easton. Good ball though for Brennan. Played the back heel. Immediately back to Easton, who I reckon has just caught one right where it hurts, and he's down feeling that one right now. The play for a Lions throw in. Halfway through the half. What about Zebras? 2-0 ahead. Good value to pick up their second win of the year. Remain unbeaten through 4 games. Jump them up to 8 points on the league table. One of them just behind the leading duo of Devonport and South Hobart. Danny Cowan. South Hobart will have played one more game though. Off the ball free kick there paid, and they just want to take it quickly, but don't take it from the proper spot. The free kick swung in again. Hughes looped the target, away by Zamet. Forward in front of Brendan, but Riley Dillon back there for the Zebras. Yamazawa, been impressed with him today. Looks it back to Harutsa. Yamazawa looking forward. The Lions retreat all the way back to Stalker. Stalker for Douse. And Douse combining well with Jake Brennan, who's charging down, and close proximity is Riley Dillon. Brennan trying to shake loose the attentions of the Zebras fullback, but the numbers come and win out. Brennan's going to get another crack at it though. It's the deck, no free kick given. There you go, thumping it the length of the pitch. Stalker will come across. Is it to Smithy Sharples? Oh, Smithy Sharples. They need a lift from somewhere here, the Lions. They're pushing forward through Gutierrez Jr. here. Pass just eluded Cohen though. Downs had made charge forwards. Hughes Luke flicks on, then gives chase to his own ball, the big fella. He's making up pretty good ground on Cuthbertson, who He then just barges straight into the back of rather clumsily there. Free kick going the way of the big Stork, and substitution in the offing here for the Zebras.
11-9 off. No, 11.
So it looks like Henry Fagg is going to replace Dwayne Walsh. 11. Easy numbers to read with the pink kit, the Zeps. This experienced defender comes on for Walsh. Bit of a defensive move there, more of a attacking-minded fullback in Walsh for more of a stopper in Henry Fagg, and offer them plenty in the air as well. So David Smith putting the cue in the rack here and happy for his team to see out the final 20 minutes. They should be able to do so with a 2-goal lead. We'll throw this one away as McDonald able to keep that one in play.
Just on halfway, roll.
Lee Dillon back inside. Hugh Sloop. Cohen can't control it and just grabs a little bit of the back of Tommy Little. Hugh Sloop still running strong, 70 minutes in. Dave Smith said after the South Hobart game he's a 60-minute player at the moment, so perhaps a bit of progression for him in the last couple of weeks. He's still out there. Certainly love him to be a 90-minute player. Effective is Hugh Sloop. He's not quite showing the goal-scoring touch we've seen in the past from him, but in his midfield role, plenty of steel, aerial presence, and so adept at winning the ball back is Gonzawa. Good full, but it's Keenan Dowse. He's been good this evening for the Lions. Can't make anything happen there though. Again, Gonzawa broke it up. Hugh Sloop hacks that one forward. Smithy Sharples. Jeez. Forces Samet Miles back there. I'm sure that was quite his intent. Stalker. Dowse does really well to keep it in. Jaden Hay beat Chris Downs to the fall of it. Now the Zebras might be on as they're charging down the flank here. And it's going to be a free kick right on the edge of the area. It is Easton and tumbling down, just disappeared right behind that shed, so I'm looking forward to a replay here. Slides in, clatters him. That looks awfully close to being inside the box. Certainly fell into the box, but before he perhaps deciding the initial contact was just outside. It was a forceful challenge. Free kick in a good position here. And they ice the game here, the Zebras. Good defensive header away. Jaden Hay. Ozawa swings it in, deflected behind for another corner. The goal would certainly make sure of the points for the Zebras. And already, Kingborough haven't really created that much that makes you think they're going to be able to pull back too late, but sometimes one can lead to two. That's what they'll be telling themselves, so the third goal here would certainly kill things off though. The Zebras swing this one in. Stalker off the line and deflects into there. Flag had been raised anyway. Stalker takes it quickly. All over the top, body on body. Stretching for it was Brennan. That leg away. Into the free kick. And now, is there a sub or, yeah, it looks like the Lions sent to head to the bench. James Hall going to be the man to come on. See who he replaces. Offer them a little spark in attack. So it's going to be Hall on for Zammit. The fullback coming off for an attacker. So Calvert rolling the dice late here to try and get a goal and get back into it. Immediately targeted here as Dylan rings that one down. Pace. Through the middle to Stalker. We saw a lot of from the Zebras early in this game. Just hit balls. Direct style. The best football has been when they've those little short, sharp combinations. Really enjoyed Zawa's game tonight. Jaden Hay through for Sanders. Sanders pushes it into the top of the box. Hay. Free kick going the Lions' way. Here's Keenan Dowse. Very busy down the right tonight. Can he unlock the defence here? He swings it deep. Gutierrez Jr. out after it. Horatio Gutierrez Jr. Dangerous ball in towards Downs. Flicks on. Keenan Dowse. Can he put the laces through it? Drives it back inside. Stretching was little. Now pace for Jaden Hay. This is a good 50-50 here. Hay has come off second best from it. Now clutching a knee, which you don't like to see. He's going to get back to his feet, I think. No, rolling back down now, so. And Hay has been in the walls this evening. Look here, two players committed going for the ball. He's sliding in. Some clash of the shins there, I think.
Put him under. Jakey, if it's this size, tuck in, press on. Give it back to him, Sam. Give it back to him.
Zebra's just going to give the ball back here to the Lions and play will resume. Here's Easton. Just unable to get that one. Really look to use the width of the pitch tonight, Kingborough. There's another swap in the works. Looks like Adam McEwen is going to be thrown on for the Zebras. And he's going to replace Matthew Pace. Won't get the opportunity for his hat-trick this evening, Pace, but a job well done for him. Walks off with a brace. Continuing his strong start to the season. Second brace of the campaign.
Go in, Keith, go side. Hey, shoulder, shoulder. My father.
Thrown in towards Sunday McEwen. Tucked forward. Late challenge there.
Come on, sprint! Get the ball down!
This involvement is to be tailed off. Long direct ball here. Should be gathered by Watman. Lions going to need a little more than just knocking it long at the moment. Not looking like breaking through this Zebras team. Gutierrez, a couple of moments in the half, but outside of that, really looked like scoring. Hasn't been comfortable for the most part. Stalker. Push it up towards Riley Dillon. Pass back to Easton. With Easton. Now McDonald. Swapping away with Sunday. I like the advantage there, McEwen. Want to skip down the line. Alternatively, it'll let them eat some more time off the clock here. So fast running out for Kingborough. get back into this game. 2-0 down. About Zebras. Looking the goods.
Hey, step up! Up!
Harutsa. Across to Little. He just sold his teammate a little bit short there, and it's going to be a free kick going the way of Kingborough to Smithy Sharples. And another Zebras player has hit the deck here. Calling for the trainer to come on. Seemed to be too much in as he just rolled over the top of Cowan. Using the innocuous.
Just fill the hole, Matty.
You go wide, Jan.
He's going to leg out now, but
Can you create two on the ball? Is 2v none?
struggling to put weight on it as he gets back to his feet. Hobbling around there.
Sanders, beware where they're not playing here. Beware where they're not playing here. Sanders! One more.
Edwards wanders off for the time being. Zebras are down to 10. Play resumes. Swung into the box. Watman comes. Oh, he doesn't quite judge it. Cowan was there for the Lions. Spills out the back for Harutsa. And that should be a Kingborough throw-in. Time running out. Look at the urgency. Coach Greg Calvert acting as a ball boy to get there and get things moving. Real hands-on coaching there. Jaden Hay, first to the fall of this one, and he sees a chance to have a run, and Sanders slides it out in front. This could be the sealer as Nicky Edwards has recovered. He's charged into the box, and it's denied by a great save. Good piece of keeping from Stalker there. As, Edwards made the recovery. And another foul. And finally a slice of cheese for Lukey Huxley. For we can only assume it's an accumulation of fouls, given he's had about 19,000 of them today. And at last he goes into the book. The big fella. Really, until they put him in the book, they've just kind of allowed him to do that all day, and he's just going to keep fouling till he's on that tightrope, and we'll now walk that for the final few minutes of this game. Cuthbertson, the big stalk. Leader down here at the den, trying to spark his side. Keenan Dowse couldn't roll it past Dylan. He's been very solid. Keenan Dowse now. Into the box he goes. Jaden Hay stepping in. Dowse rolls it back. James Hall trying to skip free of McEwen. Across to Cowan. Charged down by McEwen, who did really well. Great defensive play from the striker, and now Sanders will just hold up and wait for a little bit of support. And just kicked it out of play. Not really sure why he just rolled that one out of play, but anyway, we're going to have a substitute. And Jaden Hay going to be replaced by Lockie Burt by the looks of things. We'll throw him back, and the Zebras through Dylan. So Hayes obviously something there. His day comes to an end as Gutierrez Jr. infringes on Burt, who fakes a quick free kick. Riley Dylan will be the man to take. 5 minutes and a little bit left in this one. If we're going to have late drama, it's going to need to happen soon for Kingborough. The Zebras have handled them pretty well. This one chipped in. Sanders, great save again from Stalker. That's a great glove save from the goalkeeper. Did ever so well to stick the mid up and make the stop there. That could so easily have been 3-0. Game over. Great stooping header. It's a sharp reaction save. Very nicely done to deny it. One Harutza. He won the header as this one's taken short. Jumped upon by the Lions. Can they spring a counter? No, they've coughed it up. They'll get it back immediately though. And now swing it over the top. James Hall just on fresh legs, but again, too much on it. Allows Watman to get across and collect. And so I'm really becoming an enemy of the Lions now. So here we go. James Hall, a late incursion here for the Lions. Chips it up to the back post. Volleying over the top. Just couldn't control the shot there. There's Jake Brennan. He was off balance. As always, it's a tough one. Chip him out at the back post, but very difficult shot. Under 90 seconds left in this one. Long ball flicked on by Sanders. Stalker comes out to get there first. Long and strong they go. Danny Cowan. Good flick on header looking for Hall. Couldn't quite pick him out. And Huxley comes in and just cannons it off Dowse and wins the throw in. The throw taken short to Huxley. Riley Dillon just thwacks it on out of there. Smithy Sharples, second time. Gets it, but really deal with it. They'll get the ball back immediately though. It was gifted to them. Here's Easton. Desperation times here for the Lions. They've not got long left. They're gonna snatch anything from this one. The time is now as Huxley comes across and again smashes that one well away. Seeing the game out pretty professionally at the moment, the Zebras. Gutierrez tries to get behind of Riley Dillon and just gets in his back a little. Well, no, it's gone the other way. Free kick going to the Lions against Riley Dillon. And Chris Downs with the opportunity. And it might be one of the last opportunities. Can he offer them a late lifeline here, Chris Downs? A cracking goal for them earlier in the season down at the Den Downs. He whips this one just over everyone's heads. Uncharacteristically poor. Final minute of play now. Got to think this one is in the book for the Hobart Zebras, barring anything insanely dramatic happening. Fairly comfortably done by them this evening. Glad to pick up a second win. They'll remain unbeaten. They and Devonport through 4 games, the 2 unbeaten teams, but Devonport 4 wins from 4. The Zebras with those 2 draws against Olympia and South Hobart. So they've beaten the sides that expected to. All of the title rivals so far. Kingborough, well, they're certainly showing good signs of improvement. They've picked up the 2 wins and their 2 losses to South and Zebras, looking like being 2-0 and 2-1, so trending in the right direction. At least competing in their games against these top sides this year. So look to build for the future. So not quite able to spring an upset on either of them just yet as Sanders chests this one down. Leaves it back towards Yonezawa. Chris Downs thinking, well, I might at least be able to walk away with the goal of the year, but going to need slightly better execution than that. Just lashes the left foot well wide of the mark. on by Sanders. Douse to Hall. I don't imagine there'll be too much additional time here. A few minutes maximum. Probably not enough time for the Lions to pull this one out of the fire. Hughes-Loop nods it down for Burt. Picked up by Douse. Now Dominic Easton out after it. Further down the line, down stretching. Can't quite control it. Horutza away. Clear the area. Danny Cowan in the penalty box wanted it, but look it back instead to Easton. Easton to Cuthbertson. Big stalk for James Hall. Hall skip round Dylan well. He couldn't get around Sunday McEwen, and now it spills the way of Nicky Edwards. Edwards rolls it out for Riley Dillon, who's made the overlapping run. Crossed in, pretty good ball. This could be 3-0. Sanders, shot charge down. Still going Sanders, still going Sanders. And perseverance pays off for the Colonel. He grabs the third goal of the evening and puts a cherry on top of the cake. A little bow around proceedings from Matty Sanders. The Hobart Zebras will walk away 3-0 victors from the Den. The first shot well blocked. A pretty good job, the Lions defence under pressure this evening. A good shot block and then just strength to hold off the attentions. And he only needed a second crack at it, Sanders. I'll give him multiple invitations. 3-0. A little more resounding the final score now in favour of the Zebs. Now the Sanders goal scoring machine rolls on for another week. Just knows how to find the back of the old onion bag, that man. Gets in on the act at the death. Danny Cowan. Recovery there from Tommy Little. Liking the look of his partnership with Horutza in the middle of this Zebras defence. Complementing each other quite nicely, those two. Mr. Roboto. Good again tonight. He smashes this one off of McDonald. Nice work from Gutierrez Jr. Spreads it wide, looking for Hall. Hall nods it back. Keenan Douse. It's the last attack of the game here as he swings it in away from Horutza. Sanders. Use of the body on Cuthberts and then turns sharply into space. Wily stuff from the Colonel this. Cuts it back. Oh, good foot in defensively. So the Zebras looking to run this one out strong and really add some emphasis to the final score. And the Lions now back the other way. James Hall charging onto this one. He's got Danny Cowan in the middle as he tried to get round the outside of Little, who just spreads out and puts it behind for the corner. Nicely defended once again from Tommy Little. Going to allow Hall to just skip around in there. Jesse Downs. He's in a dangerous ball. It's headed behind, I thought, by a Zebras player. Going to be a goal kick, and that might just about be that. 94.5 minutes now. 3-0 the score in favour of the Zebras. This one well and truly settled. Pretty comfortably in the end, the Hobart Zebras. And they will jump up to 8 points. And move in to third place in the NPL Tasmania table. And there is the final whistle from Nathan Code. The final score here at Lightwood Park. Hobart Zebras 3, Kingborough Lions 0. A late goal added a little more emphasis to the final score. A pretty comfortable win for the Zebras. And make it 2 wins, 2 draws from their opening 4 games. And it's all pretty tight at the top. Devonport Strikers have a little break on the competition. A couple of points from South Hobart, and they've played 1 less game. So they're the pace setters everyone is chasing. I think the Hobart Zebras have shown across the opening few weeks of the season they're very much in that title contender bracket of teams. And it rolls on tonight. They'll be glad to have exercised the Demons from the Den, a venue that hasn't always been the happiest of hunting grounds. They walk away with the 3 points tonight. I'll take one final look at the goals here this evening before we leave you. Shaking of hands. Post game. Disappointed home crowd. A good home crowd though. Good turnout this evening as we have a look at those goals. The first one, Matthew Pace, just before half time. Finally broke through, broke the game open. It was a lovely first time finish. Riley Dillon. Another bid to lead the assist charts this year. And Dillon supplied the free kick, which would lead to the second. Matthew Pace. Well, they wanted offside Kingborough, none forthcoming, and it was the right decision too. Turning it home off the line was Matty Pace. That made it 2-0, and then right at the death, Matthew Sanders gets in on the act. First shot blocked. Bounces back up to him, clinically into the bottom corner. A comfortable win for the Hobart Zebras to conclude round 6 NPL Tasmania action down here at the Den. And 3 valuable points for David Smith's men. That's all we've got time for here this evening down at Lightwood Park. Hope you've enjoyed the game. It's been another entertaining weekend of the NPL Tasmania. Just recapping all 4 results. A 2-0 win for Devonport over Riverside. A 13-0 win for South Hobart over Clarence. A 2-all draw at Buckby Park between Lonnie City and Knights. And here tonight, the Hobart Zebras have a 3-0 win over the Kingborough Lions.